Anyway, next up, also on that same night, I believe. Let's just get that up straight away. Saturday, 19th of November. Yeah, Jaime Munguia is back in action against the
Some
ranked
guy.
number 69. He's Argentinian, so it'll be tough, but he's not got a very big knockout percentage. The sixth ranked middleweight Argentinian, in fact. I guess this is just an outing to stay busy for Jaime Munguia until he steps up into
Certainly.
some kind of meaningful middleweight fight. So I think we've touched on it in the past before, but Josh, give us some thoughts. What do you want to see from Jaime Munguia?
Well, we surely know there are certainly better stay busy fights that are probably out there. But that being said, I think that Vangia just needs to dispatch of this guy fairly quick and call out someone of significance. I don't want to hear, "Hey, I'm ready for anyone. I'm going to talk to my team." No, I want to hear him call out someone that he
Specific.
definitively wants to fight to try and unify some form of belts or something of that nature. And I think that will do more for him moving forward because when he started out, when he was at 154, I mean, he was just fighting at such a active pace that it was like, hey, this guy, he's eventually going to be a problem for a lot of these guys. And he looked as though he was just continually growing into himself. And I actually like the work that has been done with Eric Morales in his corner. That being said, I feel like the momentum that he had as one of those sort of young fighters who was on the outside looking in to get to the top dogs of the division. I feel like that has kind of shied away a bit, and I don't know if it's necessarily just him. Maybe it's a golden boy thing holding them back, and them having sort of their issues with Canelo and then Ryan Garcia, and they're looking to hold on to that sort of marquee star. But I don't think it's doing him many favors outside of Mexico, essentially, because that star has continued to burn, but it's more so at a sort of fickle, just a very faint burn at this particular point. And he's going to need one of these big names or something of that nature, or at least uh, some of these top team guys to kind of help elevate him to that level. I think if he could get a guy like Erislandy Lara, which likely isn't going to happen, or if he can even get a Sergey Derevianchenko, I think that would help somewhat. But at this particular point, I don't know that there's even a clear path as far as what's next for Jaime Munguia. So
Yeah,
hopefully that changes at some point here in the future.
yeah, definitely. He's one of them where he looks good and he's fun to watch. I think he's quite fun to watch. I'd really love to see him against Chris Eubank Jr. I think that
Yeah.
matching styles would be really good, really fun. Whether that is anywhere near achievable, I have no idea. Alex, have you got anything that you want to say that Josh didn't about Mungia?
This matchup is absolutely disgusting. It's complete waste of everybody's time, money. It's not good for boxing. Once again, I just had a little spill on the WBA rankings, and now we have to deal with this complete nonsense. Typical Golden Boy bullshit. uh, you know. But this is what they do. They have these bullshit ass matchups. The dude he's fighting got knocked out by Johnny Beck, and Johnny Beck's like 9 fight in the second round. If you watch the Showtime card with Morel, I think he's Polish, maybe Sarkisian, who just beat Gallimore. Not, got a unanimous decision over this guy. He's a prospect. You're Jaime Munguia, former WBO 154-pound champion with the fences that has been number one contender in WBO for probably years.
Yeah,
Um, we got excited with the Charlo negotiations, and uh, this is where we're at. Some dude that, according to BoxRec, is the 69th best middleweight named Gonzalo Gaston Correa, who has lost to Marco Reyes. Like I said, Johnny Beck. Oh no, I'm sorry, he beat Marco Reyes. I apologize. Great win. You
Mhm.
know, has lost to some guy named Francisco Emmanuel Torres, who I'm just going to assume is the guy that Jose Benavidez fought. It is. Bam! Look at that. Thank God for this internet working fast. This is despicable. It should have been you and Johnny Beck. this weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
Who cares if it's on ESPN or DAZN here in America? So you're saying I'm not going to go on another network or even attempt to work with them, and I'm going to have you main event November 19th, which was going to be the same day as the proposed Spence versus Bud fight. You're fighting Gonzalo Gaston Correa, and like I said, we spoke a little bit off air beforehand. I'm trying to look at see what's on the undercard. I go on Golden Boy Promotions website. It says Jaime Munguia versus to be determined. This enough of this bullshit. Like, why are we letting them get away with it? All they're gonna do is try to get him a big fight with Gennady Golovkin. They've been chasing that fight for years.
Yeah.
Who knows it's ever gonna happen? And it's just gonna be what happened with Zordo against Bivol. He's gonna be outclassed. He's gonna be outgunned. And maybe he's aged, but honestly, I hope he gets fucking flatlined because this is bullshit. You know, you can always say it's my promotions, my management, but you are a man. You are basically a contractor. You can make the decisions. You have to put your ink on the paper, and this is what you're fucking giving us. It's disgusting. I'm sick of it, and it needs to stop immediately with these type of matchups.
Well, nicely said there. Nicely said, Alex. Yeah, I think obviously promoters get blamed for a lot of the stuff, but at the same time, yeah, I think if fighters really wanted something to happen, they would say, just make it happen. I want that fight. Make it work. Make it happen. Unless they then get talked out of it by the promoter for whatever reason and whatnot. But still, you know, they need to be doing more possibly to make these fights. Yeah, it's obviously it's one of the biggest issues we have with the sport currently. All right. Anyway, let's move on. That was passionate. Thanks, Alex.